Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara and I'm so happy that you're here today because today is time for October TBRvatar. So, October is almost here and it's time to set up book pile I want to read in October. October is a spooky season, so I'm hoping to squeeze in some thrillers or horror books or spooky books, so I'm really excited. Hopefully TBRvatar will allow this, fingers crossed. And yeah, it's just gonna be really exciting month. So for October there are a couple books I want to squeeze in from the bed, so I'm really scared because there are so many horror books and witchy books, spooky books I want to read. Lots of them I don't own, so I need my TBRvatar to be really nice to me so I can squeeze more of these books in. So let's see. First we have G's Patreon book club, and for her book club we are going to be reading The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. This has been going around BookTube for a long time and it is very popular. It is a horror book. I think it is an adult horror book. It looks as a pretty quick read. Like the font is pretty big, so I hope it's gonna be a quick read. What it is about, I'm not sure. I think it is something happens in the life of this woman, Kara, who is helping her uncle, who owns kind of a museum of natural wonders, curiosities, and taxidermy. And then there is supposed to be some kind of a hole in the drywall and very strange things start happening. So that sounds really creepy and really interesting. So this is for the G's book club. Next book club I really want to follow up is the A Subtle Knife by Philip Pullman. This is the second book in his Dark Materials trilogy. And in September I read the first one, the Northern Lights / the Golden Compass. And so I really want to read the second one, and we are going to read the second one. This is a Slovak translation, and it is a reread for me, but I don't remember anything, so I'm really excited to get to this one. This is for Sasha's from the Wild Sasha Patreon book club, and then Sasha also has a public book club, which I don't always try to follow. However, this month I really love the sound of the book, and it is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. Mira Grant is another pen name for Shannon Maguire, and I read one book from her. I didn't like it. It was the Every Heart a Doorway. I didn't really enjoy that one, but this one is a full-blown novel adult horror book about mermaids, I think, and I'm sold. I love the sea and ocean settings in books, so this sounds like a really interesting book. So I'm really excited to read this one. So those are the three books. Also, I'm going to be reading The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson, which is horror featuring witches, which is all I need to know. I don't know, it just sounds like something I would really enjoy. Also, it is one of the favorite books of Kayla from Books and Lala. And so yeah, I'm going to be reading this. I'm also going to be buddy reading it with Beth from B Book 3. And so yeah, I'm really excited about this one. But out of these four books, all of them are library books, well, except of A Subtle Knife. So I will be trying to squeeze this one in the TBRvatar, but the other three are just on top of it. So we'll see. But before we jump into the TBRvatar rolls, we need to recap how I did in September. In September, we got the first prompt was book that keeps being dropped off my TBR, and for that I picked The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and I did read this. I really loved it, and now I really want to read the prequel, so if it allows, I will try to squeeze it in the TBRvatar as well, the prequel, called Concrete Rose, but I did read this. Second book was, second prompt was Buzzing Jet, and for this was book longer than 500 pages, and for this I picked Babel by R.F. Kuang, and I am about 50 pages in. So I have not read this yet, but I am reading it and I will read it, and I'm playing this game so I read the books I own. not necessarily in the set month. So I will definitely read this and, well, hopefully finish it, unless I DNF, but so far it's really good. So I will read this and I will count this as read, as a good point, because I started it and I plan to continue. So that's that one. Next up we had sneak peek, and for this I sneak peek into Mel's TBR, a Mel from a book fiend named Mel, and she was reading Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rainy Eddo-Lodge, and I did read this. And then I got a cabbage pot, and from cabbage pot I got picked Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer, and I did read this as well. So out of the 4 books, well, I still haven't read the Babel, but I am going to for sure. So this is 4 good points. So 4 steps forward on the board. Now, if you follow me, you know I do steps backwards on the board as well for the books I did buy, because I want to read more the books I own, and I own a lot of them. So I'm taking steps back on the board if I buy a book. And the only book I bought this month was Babel, which came in the Ilmicrate box. This is the Ilmicrate edition. So for this one I'll be taking 1 step back. And also I will not be taking any additional steps for not reading books I buy, because I am reading the one that I bought. So that's gonna be total 3 steps forward, because 4 steps for the books read and 1 step back for one bought book. So I think that's all. I think we're ready to go for roll number 1. Okay, here we have my TBRvatar board. Last month we stopped at the cabbage pot tile over here, and so we said that we go 3 steps forward. So this is where we start this month. I will be using this new die that I got earlier this month, and yeah, you can also see the new purple spots. So I removed some of the previous ones and I added purple spots, and those are actually, if I land there, I will do 1 roll on the Bookclub platform board, because I just was so in love with the board that I just needed to incorporate it in this one as well. So that's what the purple one means. So yeah, let's just go for roll number 1. And roll number 1 is a 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, we go back, seriously? God. Okay, and we got a prompt. Okay, so here's my prompt ball. So I'm going to pick one prompt. 1 fell out over here. So what is it? It is read a book that features a competition. That is cool. I think I can make that work. Okay, so for the prompt of book featuring competition, I am going to pick a book I already had on my TBR, but I didn't get to it before, and it is The King's 100 by Karen Biggs, I think is her name, and this was recommended to me in the 12 in 22 challenge, so I need to get to it. I have it on audiobook, so I'm going to be listening to that. It is, I think, YA fantasy. I'm actually not sure what it's about, but it is. There is a competition, because this girl enters some kind of competition called The King's 100. I'm not sure. It features competition, and I'm going to be reading that. Okay, let's go for roll number 2. And that's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we are back. Lovely. Wow, okay, that's not at all what I expected, but another prompt. Oh, 1 already fell out. There we go. Here is 1. Let's see, this is a star prompt for Mini Star Hop Readathon. An audiobook. Perfect. I love that prompt. Nice. Okay, for roll number 2 we got audiobook, and for audiobook I decided to go for Horror Store by Grady Hendrix, and I have it from the library, because it's just really cool setup of the book. It is kind of like a novel in the form of an IKEA catalog, which is absolutely amazing. I don't know, it's just really, really cool, I think. So I went to borrow it so to have a physical copy as next to the audiobook as well. So I'm going to be listening to that. And yeah, it is that every morning when the employees come back to work, to the store, there are some things broken and damaged, and they just don't know what's happening. So one night they decide to stay the night to find out what the hell's happening. And I guess some horror is in order. So I'm really excited to read this one because I really enjoy Grady Hendrix's books. So this is for the audiobook. Okay, roll number 3. Let's hope it's not an 8. And it's 7. Okay, that's not an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slow down. Okay, need to check what that means. Okay, that means take one book out of this month's TBR, but that still means I need to get one prompt, and then at the end I will kick one book out. Ah, we got one out, 2 out, but the first one was this. So let's see what this one says. And it is: read a book where the main character is an adult. That's pretty vague. I think I can do that. So, book with the main character who is an adult. I'm going to be reading a book that comes in the Illumi Crate September box. It hasn't arrived yet. I'm not sure it even shipped yet. So I'm not going to tell you yet because maybe you don't want to know, or you don't know, maybe you want to be surprised. But I know what the book is, 99% sure what the book is, and there the main character is an adult, and it is a adult horror book, kind of slash fantasy. I'm really excited about that one. That's the 3rd book in the month, so let's go for hopefully the last roll. Okay, and time for the last roll, and I hope I don't roll 1 because then I would go back again, so please anything but 1. Okay, it's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll again. Nice. Now we are getting a bit ahead. And a 7. Okay. The game is trying to be nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with a cabbage pot. Well, why not? Okay, I put everything in my phone, all the books I own, all the audiobooks I own, and so we're going to shuffle 1, 2, 3, and now we are going to spin it, and I'm also recording this on screenshotting, so in case this doesn't work you will be able to see it anyway. But what do we get? Oh my god, okay. Cool. That's a Swedish book, the 100-year-old who climbed out of the window and disappeared. So I'm continuing to learn some Swedish. Nice. Okay, and of course we get cabbage pot. When don't we get a cabbage pot? So I hope you could see it, and yeah, it picked for me 100 öringen som klev ut genom fönstret och försvann by Jonas Jonasson. This is the original of 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared. And I bought this because it's supposed to be quite easy Swedish to read. And I still haven't read it. And so, yeah. I'm not sure I really feel like it because there are so many other books I want to read this month that I haven't been able to squeeze into the TBRvatar. So maybe this will be the book that I will leave out of the TBR, as we got in the 3rd roll, that I can take one book out of the TBR. So maybe it will be this one. So we'll see. Because this one would definitely take me very long to read. So that's that. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, let's sum up what I want to read. So, first we got The King's 100, which I have on audiobook. Second, I got audiobook, which is going to be Horror Store. Then the third one was main character as an adult, so the new Illumi Crate book. So I'm going to put this one just for now, because let's imagine that's the one. And then we got the 100-year-old who climbed out the window and disappeared, but I don't think I will read this one. But let's just imagine this is King's 100. There we go. And then on top of that, I want to read A Saddle Knife. I want to read The Year of the Witching. I want to read Into the Drowning Deep. And I want to read The Hollow Places. So you guys, this is my TBR. This is insane. I'm sure I will not be able to read all of these. And of course finish Babel. So that's 500 pages on top of it all. I'm scared. This is too many books for me. I'm not gonna be able to read all of this. However, I'm gonna give it my best. I'm gonna enjoy all the horror books because, man, there is a lot. I need to put it down, it's heavy. So that's a lot of horror books, and I'm so excited. If I can, I think for lots of them I have also audiobooks, so I will try to do that. That definitely helps. And yeah, so that's my TBR. Crazy one, but I guess that's how we roll here. Yeah, so that's that. Let me know if you read any of these, or if you would like to buddy read any of them with me, or if you are in any of the book clubs, if you're gonna be reading any of them. Let me know what's the book you are most looking forward to in October as well. It's always interesting to see and get more inspiration to what to read, add more books on top of my already insane TBR. Yeah, let me know, talk to me in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!